Definitely the two chiefs, the top two guns in our opinion, and this is all based upon years of science and research. We've been carrying black seed since '97, carrying oregano
Wow.
since early '90s, and so we've been very consistent with this over time. And we get a lot of testimonies and a lot of anecdotal information that say, "Wow, I used all these other herbs, I used all these other things. The oregano was the one that did it for me, or the black seed was the one that got me through this tough time." And so we have just gone full, steam ahead, um, because we just find that those two are the most effective herbs that we've ever seen.
Welcome, everybody, to the Healthy Habit Podcast, episode number 43 with Mr. Stephen Harkins, Director of Education, is back with us today, North American Herb and Spice. Stephen, I'm excited to talk about this one today, folks. Toothpaste, mouthwash, Oregadent, black seed cream. We're even going to touch on the scalp cleanse, shampoo, and conditioner if we have enough time. We haven't talked about body care stuff too often, or at least not recently. Stephen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, and happy June to everybody. All right.
Happy June to you too, my friend. So tell us about OregaFresh.
Well, we've been doing oregano oil for over 30 years now. It's the wild oregano that a lot of you have come to use and love and enjoy. And we had a lot of people just putting drops on their toothpaste and for their oral health, because we've got bacteria in our mouth we got to deal with on a daily basis. And we just decided, hey, why don't we just make it easier for everybody and make our own toothpaste where you can just already have the oregano oil benefits inside, along with some other spice oils and things like spearmint and peppermint. And it's just been a hit ever since we've done it. And so that's the OregaFresh toothpaste, completely fluoride free. You don't have to worry about the microplastics and even glycerin and a lot of these additives that just don't give you any value or benefit. It's completely pure, and you can use it with children. We have some people using it with their dogs, believe it or not. And so it's good for the whole family, really.
And so what would be the ingredient? We have the oregano in there, the OregaFresh. No fluoride again. That's a good. I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people, they refuse to buy anything fluoride related. So
Yes.
what else is in there with the oregano?
Well, this is it right here, by the way. This is what it looks like. And, so we've got things like clove in there, which is, I think that's a gotta have, especially if you have a toothache or any kind of inflammation in the gums. Clove can help, numb that area and provide relief. You've got things like the geranium. Geranium is also in here. Sage, eucalyptus, which is another one to help soothe the gums, and birch tree extract as
Hmm.
well, which is extremely high in antioxidants, which you definitely want for your enamel to keep that preserved. And that's really about it. Very pure type of toothpaste, all from nature.
So that's the OregaFresh toothpaste, folks. Come talk to Stan, the demo man. You know he's always going to be giving out his samples, literature. He has books there authored by the late, great Dr. Cass Ingram. If you haven't been in yet, it's a good starting point. You can come talk to Stan, the demo man, and he'll point you in the right direction.
Great starting.
How would this relate to the Orega Care mouthwash versus the toothpaste?
So the mouthwash, of course, we all know the concept of a mouthwash, and in the past, the only mouthwashes we've had access to growing up have been, the alcohol and Listerine and things like that. And we're told do not swallow it, or else you're gonna have to call the poison control center, that type of thing. This is a mouthwash. It's very similar in the concept, where you have the oregano in there, you have spearmint and some things like that, and you're going to get the benefits for your gums, and you're going to be able to gargle and spit out. What's different about this is completely pure to the point where you can actually swallow safely. And
Hmm.
we've never heard of a mouthwash you can swallow, but you got to kind of ask, well, why couldn't you swallow it before? If you're putting it in your mouth, it should be safe,
Right.
for edibly speaking. And so because you can also get fungus and white film and things like this and bacteria growing in your throat and esophagus lining. And so this is an opportunity to cleanse that area going all the way down. And you can do that too.
Every day people are coming in looking for a good new toothpaste and or a mouthwash. So if you haven't tried this one yet, I think it's long overdue. North American Herb and Spice, the Orega Fresh toothpaste, and then the Orega Care mouthwash. So moving on to the Orega Dent. Dent like dentist, denture, dental. Tell us about Orega Dent.
Yeah, yeah. So the dent is now when, let's say, your they've seen better days, and you're starting to feel some of the effects of the decay, excuse me, and the enamel wearing thin. And when that happens, you're going to have inflammation. If it gets close enough to the nerve, you're going to start feeling it. You could have a tooth infection as well. And one of the things you can do in the short term to help alleviate that and go throughout your day would be to use these drops of oregadent. And
Hmm.
what's in there is mostly it's clove oil, which does provide a numbing relief for quite a while. And there's no alcohol; it's completely edible grade. And a lot of times, what we have people do, and I've done it myself, I've been there just like you guys. You just take a cotton ball, saturate it with this oregadent solution, stick it where it's hurting, maybe the back of the mouth, and then let it sit there. And that's the best way to do it, where you can really receive the benefits and buy you some time before that visit to the dentist.
So this is actual if you're having tooth pain or just preventative. How would you? When do you know to
Can
use the
be
Oregadent?
you can be preventative, especially if you know that you've had problems in the past, or if at the first sign of some kind of weakness, especially in the gum area, where you start to see that darker coloration of decay, you can actually treat it that way. You can put drops on your toothpaste, kind of supercharge the Orega Fresh, and you can start using that cotton ball and things like that at the first sign, because nobody wants to let it go and get to the last sign.
Phenomenal. There's an herb in there called wild pain root. To be honest, first time hitting my radar. Tell us about wild pain root.
Yes, yes. There's not really an so there's not really a classification for pain root. It's a nickname
Okay.
of what it really is, which is bear roots. And we got this from a Native American population in your home country of Canada. And they actually told us all about it. It's also known as OSHA root,
Okay.
OSHA,
Got it.
and
I
it
didn't know
has
that.
these really great antioxidant and inflammation supporting properties. So we added that to the solution.
We have a sinus, cough, sore throat formula here at the store. It's a syrup. It's the Rocky Mountain throat syrup. I don't know if you've heard of that one. That has OSHA as the number one ingredient in there. So amazing for pain. So that's cool. So this product you take orally, or is it just to be applied like to a cotton ball locally to the area? Or can you swallow this product? Take it like a typical herbal tincture.
You can swallow it, but because of the clove, you are going to have like a numb throat if you do that. So it's most practically used locally, topically, on the problem areas and with the cotton ball. That's really the best way to go about it.
Got it, Stephen. Thanks. So for supporting healthy teeth and gums, use the extra power of Orega Dent, folks. It's part of the Orega Fresh dental care system. Okay, so we have a couple products that will be under that umbrella of the Orega Fresh. So Orega Dent's formulated with the highest quality oils of wild oregano and pain root, like we mentioned, aka OSHA root, clove bud oil, and cinnamon oil. So tell us then a little bit before we move on to the next product I have on the list here, eugenol in the clove oil. I want to get a recap on it's like Eugene, but with OL at the end. That's
Yes.
found in clove.
Yes, I mean, eugenol has been identified as the active component, often of clove, and so that's what's responsible for much of the antioxidant properties. And when we say antioxidant, I know we can easily throw that word out there, but that is a protective mechanism, especially when you have oxidation or decay in this case. And actually, clove oil via the eugenol has what we have found to be the highest out of all the herbs, even beets oregano, in antioxidant content. And so that's big mechanism of how it has that protective function for you.
Amazing. So again, apply a few drops to the teeth and gums, or saturate a thin roll of cotton with that oregano and put it just against the gums for any kind of inflammation, pain, maybe receding gums.
Yes, and I would say I just remembered the word analgesic. That is the other property of the eugenol. So that is that numbing, kind of like a local anesthetic from nature that you can get.
Amazing. So moving on to scalp cleanse, shampoo, and conditioner. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, so this one to me is extremely intriguing, and don't let the baldness fool you because it's great for even the scalp, as the name
Right.
says. And I know a lot of people with hair that are very satisfied, but moving forward, when you look at the ingredients of your shampoo and when you buy a shampoo, what are you looking for? What are you wanting to actually put onto your hair? You want something natural, right? And in the past, I think a lot of us have been tricked, myself included. We've gone to the store, we've seen a picture of cucumber or coconut on the front, and then we go in the shower and we're looking at the back of the ingredients and we're like, sulfate, dioxide, ethylene,
Yeah.
methyl, all this. And it's like, what in the world am I doing? It doesn't seems like I'm putting like, petrochemicals on my scalp.
Yeah.
And, we've also encountered things like propylene glycol, which is found in antifreeze, and people having terrible reactions or even losing their hair faster, due to those chemicals. So when you look at the back and you're in the shower, and you're in a vulnerable place and you're looking at what's in here, you're going to find things like coconut oil, geranium, um, olive oil, pine needles, nutmeg, thyme, passion flower, cinnamon, eucalyptus, almonds, raspberries, salt, bay leaf, wild oregano, and basically there's more. There's fennel, there's rosemary, there's lavender, and that is all you get. And it's the only pure, I mean 100% pure, only from leaves, flowers, and plants that
Hmm.
you can put on your hair. I've never seen another shampoo. I've seen some good ones, but they always have a few ingredients that I question. This is the only one. So if you have very sensitive hair, sensitive scalp, or you just want to start taking back your hair health and your scalp health, this stuff is amazing. We have a shampoo as well as a conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get, 100% nourishment because remember, your skin is, your largest organ in the body. Everything you put on your skin actually gets sucked in to the body.
Right.
And so, this is completely chemical free by, in the purest sense. And there's a lot of hair supporting, hair thickening, hair follicle growth supporting mechanisms. Rosemary, which I think you just flashed on the screen
Yeah.
there, is a huge one. It's been used, it goes back to 5000 BC. It has a lot of magnesium. It has a lot of the minerals in these plants that your hair actually needs to thrive. And so this is incredible stuff. We've had a lot of people switch over, and it actually smells very pleasant because, of course, you got things like lavender in here as well.
Yeah. You have coconut oil in the mix as well, I see here.
Yeah, I mean, we know just putting coconut oil alone on your hair is fantastic. Support its volume and its general health, and so it's just all together. And one easy to take, kind of dab every day, and it's very, I think, reasonably priced,
Right.
for being one of the cleanest shampoos, if not the cleanest out there that you can find.
I mean, this is an underrated product for sure. I'm glad we're talking about this one today because we don't have any petrochemicals in here, dyes, gluten, colors. Yes, gluten. You heard that right. There's a lot of shampoos that contain gluten. You'd be surprised. Cutting boards, some random objects have gluten in it. Colors, iodine, glycols, glycerin, sulfates, parabens, none of that in this product. Really cool. The finest therapeutic shampoo available. And this is directly from NorthAmericanUrbanSpice.com. And for people tuning in here on YouTube, Steven, and they see this lady up here, Judy Gray's North American Urban Spice, can you just give us a quick, 30 seconds about Judy since she's right here on the screen?
Well, first of all, as you can tell, she has great hair. She uses a
Yeah.
scalp cleanse herself. And second of all, she really practices what she preaches. This all started with her trying to, like you guys, being consumers. realizing what she has a background as a master of nutrition. And so she was able to look at these labels and see what was going on, back in the 70s and the 80s. And she saw that there was a need, we weren't spoiled back then
Mm-hmm.
like we are now. And she really pioneered oregano oil. She used to work at Cancer Treatment Centers of America
Mm-hmm.
as a director of nutrition. And, a lot of the supplements, she started noticing fillers. She saw a lot of synthetics in the
Right.
vitamins and no other options available for these
Hmm.
cancer patients who were really sick. And she wasn't seeing a lot of benefits from the supplements that were available at the time. So, she always said if she ever had an opportunity, she would, right the wrong and she would start putting out pure options. And now we have over 250 products that just reach so many different categories, even personal hygiene,
Yeah.
that, you can use today. And she uses all of this stuff. And I think she looks pretty good. Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah,
she,
she's walking the talk.
yes.
That's amazing. So, folks, again, rosemary, oregano in this formula. We even have the pine needle extracts, geranium, coconut oil. I mean, mountain spring water. Good luck finding a shampoo or conditioner with actual mountain spring water in there with extracts of pine needle and things like eucalyptus, raspberries, wild bay leaf. Really, really cool product. Even passion flower in there, which is a calming nerve. So that's going to calm all the muscles in the scalp. Really, really unique product. What else did you want to touch on anything else on the scalp cleanse before we move on to black seed?
No, I think that's very comprehensive, and I would just say, you can be eating really well in your diet, and you can be taking things
Yeah,
orally, but eventually you've got to look at your personal care regimen and
right.
see and make sure you're eliminating any toxic chemicals there because you're ultimately feeding yourself that way as well.
One thing I'll add is this is a unique way to get these different herbs into your body instead of just orally with capsules and liquids and powders and teas like that.
Yes,
So, right,
there's
soft
skin.
gels, right? This is your there's top of our head is porous. It gets absorbed through that way as well, and it's going to be helping the hair. So not many people are using rosemary like this and the passion flower and pine needles as well. So thanks for highlighting scalp cleanse here today, Stephen. I appreciate that. Tell us about the black seed cream. We'll finish on this note before we go into a summary of today's episode.
Yes, yes. Black seed cream is a product I use every single day of my life ever since this product first came out. We've always had an oregano cream in the background available, and I was using that. But when this came out, I started gravitating here because black seed oil has been used on the skin for thousands of years, and it's been used even for pain and inflammation. It's been used for things like bacteria burns, on the skin, wounds, and things of that nature. But what I like about it, and it's going to be 100% pure, edible
Right.
grade. I wouldn't suggest eating it, but you could. Uh,
Hmm.
it, it is absolutely phenomenal. The formula, when you start looking at it, it's instead of just black seed here, we have Sacha Inchi oil, which
Hmm.
many of you may not have heard of before. It's a seed that comes out of Peru, and it's the highest plant source of omega-3s on the world that
Hmm.
that you can find. And omega-3s are wonderful for the skin as well as inflammation support. It has the chaga, which I know is the wild chaga, a favorite of yours, and wild chaga being fantastic for the skin, extremely high in protective antioxidants. It also has uh, three different products from the bees, and we love the bees. We know that they're under attack in the world, and we only work with the bee farmers who do not feed sugar or corn syrup to the bees. There's no pesticides. It's just raw, unfiltered honey. And
Hmm.
honey used to be used by the ancient Egyptians on wounds in battle. And so just the daily battle of protecting your skin and the things we come across, you've got the wild honey, you've got royal jelly in here too. Most of the royal jelly creams I found usually have some kind of ingredient I don't want. But
Yeah.
you've got propolis in here as well. And so it's really the most comprehensive moisturizing cream. And of course, I would even say medical cream.
Yeah.
We work with some dermatologists on the practitioner side, and we've helped people with like allergic reactions to hives. I just, for me, just burning myself in the kitchen trying to cook something, being able to put that cream on there and get that soothing sensation. And it even has some lavender and myrtle. So there's like a therapeutic stress support component every time you smell it and put it on.
Amazing. Through North American Urban Spice, folks, black seed cream, completely natural moisturizer, uniquely formulated to support skin health, any kind of blemishes, burns, like Steven just mentioned.
Sunburns,
Yeah,
this time of the
sunburns.
year.
Oh, it's so dry here, so it's good to have something like this handy. Again, another unique way of getting herbs into and onto the body, right? And then that gets absorbed eventually into the bloodstream. So come talk to Stan, the demo man, in-house here at 6029 North 7th Street, right in the corner of Bethany Home Road and 7th Street. You can find us here at Healthy Habit Health Foods. You can also call our store directly. We can ship nationwide at 602 252 6000. Again, 602 252 6000. All of the links and phone numbers will be linked right below this video in the description box. Black seed cream. This would be even a good, even after you shower, maybe you can put that on even after that, after the hair is dry, as a moisturizer before bed or something like that. That can help promote hair growth as well with the black seed cream.
Most definitely. Yeah. Anytime that you can get away with it, you should probably use it. It's fantastic. And then also any kind of scuffs or scratches or burns or any of that kind of stuff will help you recover faster.
Absolutely. I would even add you can use this as an aftershave too. That's an
Yes.
uncommon use for different moisturizers and creams. So thanks for highlighting that, Stephen. And so we've touched on a lot of good information today, from the Orega Dent, the Orega Care mouthwash, the Orega Fresh toothpaste. Okay, and we even highlighted the Scalp Cleanse shampoo and conditioner, which I think was the first time, definitely on the new podcast format. So what's a good recap here today? We're coming towards a tail end here. Topical herbal use.
I would just say if you haven't already, found solutions to get off of the chemical soaps, which by the way, I'll just throw that out there. We do the same thing with the hand soap, shampoos, toothpaste, anything we're putting on our skin or putting in our mouth, you know, maybe you haven't been able to make the switch because you couldn't find anything. But Healthy Habit does offer this in the store. They have each and every one of these products. And it's just a peace of mind of knowing that you are feeding yourself pure herbs and oils, antioxidants that protect you, and really taking your health back by not exposing yourself, especially if you're already under the weather or ill, to anything that would just make that push you over the edge. And the therapeutic component, as we all undergo stress, we put a lot of like lavender and myrtle in the cream, in the shampoo as well. For me, it's been a game changer. As a guy, we don't always think about, hygiene products and things
Right.
like that. But for all you fellows out there too, I highly recommend you get into it. Maybe the women will find that you smell a little better.
Right.
Well, another pro tip.
Absolutely. So, and then what would be your favorite product that we highlighted today? Number one, plus number two, I want to see the one that you just flashed there real quick, because someone might want to, people notice everything, Steven. They're like, wait, what was that last thing he just showed? So here it is,
Yes.
the Essentia Cleanse.
Essential Cleanse, this is the soap that we actually use here at the headquarters in the office. It's a foaming soap. So when you actually, if you're in a pinch and you do not have water, you can actually just use this. This has some water in it already, and you can actually. There's no alcohol in here. Alcohol, man, we have so much alcohol in so many different soaps and
Yeah.
products, and it just over time damages the skin. So this is completely different. It's got lemongrass, which is a mood booster and natural antimicrobial. So everything is completely pure here. Bottom line, you know, if you look at some of these soaps that you're using in your house, I would take inventory. Go home right now, go to your bathroom, look at your shampoo, and if you can't pronounce these ingredients or you're seeing a lot of these, excipients,
Yeah.
uh, consider making the switch, and I think you will be very well pleased with the results.
And if someone's seeing you for the first time, or tuning into the podcast for the first time, hearing about North American Urban Spice, we'll finish off on this note. Why do you guys choose to include oregano and black seed oil in a lot of different formulas, because I would say those are probably your guys' top two herbs across the spectrum. Plus, then you support it with all the other herbs like pine needle and chaga and all these different mushrooms and herbs. So, but why are those two chiefs? How did it come down to those two, oregano and black seed oil? It's
Yeah,
in the
they are.
toothpaste, it's in the shampoo, it's in the different topicals, but and rightfully so, it should be incredible
They
stuff. But I want to hear your thoughts on it.
definitely the two chiefs, the top two guns in our opinion, and this is all based upon years of science and research. We've been carrying black seed since '97, carrying oregano
Wow.
since early '90s, and so we've been very consistent with this over time. And we get a lot of testimonies and a lot of anecdotal information that say, "Wow, I used all these other herbs, I used all these other things. The oregano was the one that did it for me, or the black seed was the one that got me through this tough time." And so we have just gone full, steam ahead, um, because we just find that those two are the most effective herbs that we've ever seen, and especially in terms of immune support, your digestion health, your respiratory health, and even things like your heart health and organ
Right.
protection. So we just want to give you, I guess we were on a mission to get it into as many people and as many formulas as we can. It just covers so many bases.
Yeah.
You want efficiency. I know a lot of you don't want to walk out with like 10 different products if you can get 10 different benefits from one product. And that's why we put oregano and black seed in just about everything we do.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, there isn't too many more herbs as versatile as those two. And black seed, it's covering all the different bases, like you mentioned. Well, there we have it, folks. Stephen, thank you for coming on. Director of Education, North American Herb and Spice, and our monthly check in with Steve. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.